Day 3 with Russell Brand. See it first on Rumble. What a fantastic conversation we're about to have now with James Melville, political pundit and WEF commentator, but not in a wrestling type way, although that is a pun we've been mobilising. James, you got some nerve coming in here saying that the WEF have got anything other than our best interests at heart. Also, I noticed that on Twitter you get much more traction out of our content than we do. But let's focus firstly and foremostly on the WEF and their agenda. The number one question that we want to address to our viewers on Rumble, where we in a minute we'll be talking about some stuff that you simply cannot say on YouTube, and our awakening wonders there on YouTube, is that the WEF do have an agenda that's saying that the WEF are simply a lovely little conference where, under the auspices of Klaus Schwab's generosity and potential 6 niplets, they're doing nothing but discussing good ideas in the snow is reductive. So what is the agenda, and what is the evidence that there is an agenda, James?
I mean, I think it's aspects of control, first of all. I mean, if you look at the WEF historically, back in the 70s, it was effectively policy wonks coming up with some ideas, but not getting much mainstream traction. It's very much in the shadows. And I think what's happened over the last 2 or 3 years because of the pandemic and the response to the pandemic is more and more people are scrutinizing what the WEF is about. And I think there's a number of reasons why that's happened. First of all, gross hypocrisy. When you get a bunch of political leaders, you're getting technocrats and you're getting billionaires and corporations who are going across on private jet and motorcades and effectively wanging on about saving the planet, people are going to look at that and say, well, that's a little bit rich. Secondly, a lot of the things that WEF have been talking about historically, in particular things like the response to the pandemic, globalized treaties, digitalization, a lot of these things are coming down the tracks, and a lot of governments are actually implementing them now, either in consultation stage or pilot stage. A perfect example of that is the digitalization of currency and central bank digital currency. So I think what's happened with the WEF, they were on the margins, but because of a lot of the agendas they've tried to set over the years, a lot of that's beginning to come down the tracks in terms of government policy. And then there's the optics as well of things like what Klaus Schwab has said about young leaders and penetrating the cabinets and, you'll own nothing and be happy. And then if you look at a lot of the papers and a lot of the tweets that WEF have done as well, people look at that and think, actually, some of this is joined up here. This is all about technocratic corporation and also aspects of government control that ends up looking like plutocratic domain and control. And in particular, in a cost of living crisis, when you get individuals who are struggling to even put their heating on, or they're facing a zero-sum game choice of heat or eat, and they're looking at individuals who are clinking glasses in Davos, when actually it might be a better option in a volcano like a Bond villain or something like that. They're looking at these individuals and thinking, this is so far removed from our day-to-day concerns.
Day 3 with Russell Brand. See it first on Rumble.